I don't see that as a major issue. Maybe we will have to push harder now in the next few games to give us a 20-run cushion. Maybe after seeing a result like this, because we're playing on the same ground as well.
Virat, only just 10-15 minutes into the game, so you need time to collect your thoughts. But will you think that is there a situation that where overhaul needs for the must-win game, or we will go with the tested ones?
See, we'll have to sit down and think of how we match up against the opposition that we're playing against. And as I said, all options are open. We had certain things in mind which came off well once, it didn't come off well today. So yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot of things discussed, what went wrong and what combinations we can come out within the next game. And if we want to bring in a bit more balance into the bowling attack by changing it up a little bit, that'll be up for discussion as well. So there are all kinds of possibilities when you have a big squad, and you can choose players who are quality players as well. So definitely we'll have discussions on that.
Thank you, sir. Last couple of questions.
Virat, two questions. Number one is that in the past also your team has come through fire, starting from a Galle Test match to several other instances. How do you feel at this stage that you have to again back against the wall and be fighting and do or die match? And number two, did you consider Yuvraj today as a bowling option at any stage?
See, if the team is 4 or 5 down and you have to get few overs out of the way from the part-timer, then UV can be used. But at that stage I did not think, because Jadeja was also going for runs and it was difficult to bowl with the breeze going that side to the shorter boundary. And if Jadeja is finding it difficult, then obviously UV would have found it a bit more difficult as well. So I thought, I spoke to MS as well, and we both thought that Kedar was a better bet at that time. And then because in England generally if you bowl little seamers, then you can trouble the batsman. So I thought why not try a few overs there as well. So I think we covered up pretty well. Where the wicket is a bit more dry, then obviously UV comes into contention and I don't. So from that point of view, I think it was depending on the kind of situation we had in the game and what was going on the pitch. The spinners were finding it difficult, when we were bowling anyway. So I don't think that would have been a wise decision at that stage. Well, as I said, it's pretty clear. It's like a quarter-final. It's against a very high-quality side, and we have to go out there and play good cricket. If we had won this game, we still would have gone with the same mindset of winning the third one as well. So there's no room for complacency in a tournament like this, and we as a team certainly don't feel that even if we had 4 points on the board right now, we still would have gone out there to try and beat South Africa, and that's exactly the mindset we are going to take into the next game.
Last one.
Virat, when as a captain you yourself feel that you had enough runs on the board and the team chases it down like that, especially, what do you tell the bowling attack? Is it possible to ask them to just forget it and move on, or because also most of your bowlers back home or overall have depended a lot on late swing as well, with the old ball, which you're not getting here. So what do you tell the bowling attack when after defeat like that?
Well, nothing. It's like a batting collapse. When you collapse as a batting unit, you don't sit down and think of your life's over. You just move on and say it's a bad day, forget about it. That's what I mean. In a test match, you have a lot to think about because the game goes on for 5 days. But I think in shorter format cricket, you have to forget it and move on, because we're playing in 3 days' time again, and we have to be fresh as a team. We have to get back into that same mindset and come out and try to do the same things again. If a team, as I said, if a team plays well, you have to take your hat off. If people's perception, we can't sit here and think of what people are perceiving us to be, or what people had expected of us as a team. We just want to play good cricket, and if that's not fulfilled, for us, it does not change the situation of the team. We still go in with the same mindset in the next game as well, and we try to win every game that we play, and that's why you play international cricket.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
please wait for the mic till you ask your question.
Angelo, given what the team has gone through in the last couple of months, how important is this win for you?
Yeah, it was a very important game for us. No one really expected us to win. That took us, that took a lot of pressure off ourselves, and we just, went out there, expressed ourselves, and you can see what we can do when we play with a lot of freedom.
Angelo, you've been calling yourself the underdogs, and even now you said that nobody expects you to win. So now that you won, how do the expectations change, especially from within the team?
We don't want to think too far ahead. I mean, we just want to take one game at a time. Now it's done, and we look forward to the next game. It'll be the same plans. Go out there, no expectations. Go out there, play with a lot of freedom. If we play good cricket, I'm certain that we can beat any team.
Graham Ford has received some harsh criticism over the last couple of weeks. How much do you feel for him?
Yeah, I know. It's always the coach and the captain. Today once again, Kusal Pereira's call was also crucial. As a captain, I had to send him, and would have been a few bullets fired at me if it hadn't, gone too well. But that's what we are there for, to take crucial decisions at crucial times, and it doesn't matter if it fails. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of responsibility, in the coach and the captain. So we do our very best out there, and we get the boys to do the very best, and we get the boys to try really hard, and that's what we look for.
Angela, there seemed to be a conscious effort of sweeping Jadeja or playing him a lot more squarer. How much was that discussed in leading up to the game about playing Jadeja, and how much was he discussed?
Not really. I mean, it wasn't a plan as such. It's just our own strengths. I mean, if you see Kusal Pereira, he always sweeps. Kusal Mendes always sweeps. We had to play spin on this, spin well on this wicket. We had to put a lot of pressure on Jadeja as well. Well, even though it was a good wicket to bat on, it still held on a little bit. And I thought the start that we got really set us a good platform for the middle order players to go out there and express ourselves.
Angelo, a couple of run-outs today. That's, I think, 4 now for Sri Lanka. Is that something that you have to address, maybe the running between the wickets? And on the other side of it, though, they weren't able to take many wickets at all, their bowlers. So is that something that's very satisfying for you?
Well, sorry, sir. What was your second question?
Just the fact that their bowlers were hardly able to crack your batting. So is that then a positive you take?
Yeah, run-outs are certainly... we need to address. I mean, those were suicidal, and we can't afford, going forward, losing our best players, just throwing our wickets away. But it went really well today for us, and it was very hard to get away with their bowlers. I mean, we all know that they've got a brilliant attack. Bumrah, Bhuvaneshwar all bowled really well, but it's just that we batted really well. Nothing to take away from the batters. It's a top effort by the batters.
Angelo, your thoughts on the innings of Gunatilaka and Mendes? I mean, they set the innings up for you with really counter-attacking innings. They just took the attack apart. Your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, I mean, mind you, to walk into a game knowing that he wasn't even in the 15, and Kapugedera got injured yesterday, and he had to step in and to open the batting against a very strong opposition was fantastic. The way he batted, it was very pleasing the way he batted. Kusal Mendes and Danushka, they played with a lot of freedom, and that really set us a platform. And as I said before, for us, it made it so much easier for myself and Kusal Pereira and the middle order batters. Don't forget, Asela, that little cameo really won us the game, and it was a fantastic batting effort.
Angelo, when the top 8 teams are playing, nobody takes anyone else lightly. But do you think with this win, you might get some more respect from the opposition?
Well, it doesn't matter if the opposition, respects us or not. We are out to go. We are out to do a job, and we don't really think about what opposition think. I mean, no one really expected us to win today as well, but we knew underneath that we had the talent, and we had another opportunity to beat a fantastic team, and which we did.
Your batters pulled off one of the most memorable victory, but what would you like to say about your bowlers? Because in the death overs, they bowled too many full tosses.
No, it happens. I mean, when you're against Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav and all these guys, they are fantastic, hitters of the cricket ball, especially towards the end as well. And it's not easy to bowl at Dhoni. I mean, he took us apart in the end, but bowlers were fantastic. I thought to restrict them for 321 on that wicket, 300 plus, 300, 310, 320 is very much gettable on these tracks. Even though the wicket had a lot of grass, it played out really well.
Angelo, apparently Kusal Mendis was sent to meet Kumar Sangakkara a couple of days ago. What was the thought behind, and how has it benefited young Mendis?
Yeah, I mean, he met Kumar, Sangha to get a few batting tips, and he's the king. And we all look up to him. We all get advice from him, all the batters, and he taught us a lot of good things on play on how to play on these tracks. And yes, the guys met him and took a lot of advice, and went out there and experimented it.
Last two guys. Sir, and then
Angelo, you talked about the support for India yesterday, and you were saying that they're everywhere. They're very vociferous. So today they probably started making noise at about 10. How did it feel to actually sort of quieten them or shut them
Well,
up?
it was like playing a World Cup final. It was so noisy and a great atmosphere. We all know that all the Indians travel and they're right behind their team, and must thank all the Sri Lankan supporters who came out here. Even though it was little numbers, it was fantastic support for us. We really thank all of them.
Oh, just similar thing, but on that line, there was a little papare band that seemed to get louder and louder amongst all the Bhangra. How aware of you were that, and how heartening was that?
Yeah, I mean, that's our trademark, papare. They come all over wherever we play, and Sri Lankan people like to have fun, and it was very pleasing for us to give them a win, because we had some terrible times in the recent past, especially with losing a lot of lives for floods, and we are very grateful that we could give them a smile.
So guys, any questions in Sinhalese? We'll do one in Sinhalese. Okay, at the back.
මේ තරගයට එද්දී අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා අනිවාර්යෙන් දිනන්න ඕන තත්ත්වයක් තිබ්බේ. ඒකෙදි 321ක් චේස් කරන කලින් මොනවද ඔයා කියලා තිබ්බේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලට? මොනවා කියලාද ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා පටන් ගත්තේ මේ චේස් එක?
නෑ, මම හිතන්නේ අපි තරගය පටන් ගන්න කලින් අපි කිව්වා ලොකු පීඩනයක් දාගන්න එපා කියලා කණ්ඩායමට. මොකද අපි දන්නවා අපි ඉන්දියානු ප්‍රබල ඉන්දියානු කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ. අපි දන්නවා ඌට ප්‍රබල පිතිකරුවන් ඉන්නවා, ප්‍රබල පන්දු යවන්නන් ඉන්නවා. නමුත් අපි හිතුවා අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් දේ අපි කරමු කියලා. ඒ දවස් තුලදී අපි ටස් එක දිනලා අපි හිතුවා තනතිල්ල කොළ පාටට තිබුණේ. ඉතින් ඒකෙදී පන්දු යවන්න හොඳයි කියලා. නමුත් හිතුවට වඩා තනතිල්ල ටික හොඳට ප්ලේ කරා. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ අපේ පන්දු යවන්නන්ටත් ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. මම දැන් ඉතාමත් හොඳට පන්දු යවුවා කියලා. මොකද ප්‍රබල ඉන්දියානු කණ්ඩායම 320ක් මම හිතන්නේ මේ මම ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කිව්වා වගේ 300ක් 310ක් මේ තනතිලි වල හුඟක් අවස්ථාවලදී හඹා යන්න පුළුවන් හොඳට පිටිකරණේ යෙදුනෙත්. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ පන්දු යවලා වෙලා ආවන් පස්සේ මම පිටිකරුවන්ට කිව්වේ හදිසි වෙන්න එපා. 320ක් මේ බෝඩ් එකේ තිබුණාට අපි හොඳ ස්ටාර්ට් එකක් හම්බුනොත් ඒකෙදී මැද හරියේදී අපිට ඒක කැපිටලයිස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් අපි ඒ 30-40ව ගහන්න නැතුව 70ක් 80ක් 100ක් ගහන්න කියලා තමයි ඒ ස්ටාර්ට් එකක් හම්බෙච්ච එකනට ඒ හැමෝටම කිව්වේ. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ ධනුෂ්ක ගුණතිලක සහ කුසල් මෙන්ඩිස් ඒ ප්ලැට්ෆෝම් එක ලබා දුන්නා මැද පෙළ පිටිකරුවන්ට. ඉතින් අපිට හුඟක් ලේසි වුණා. මම හිතන්නේ අසේල සහ කුසල් පෙරේරාගේ ඉනින් දෙකෙන් අපි ඒ තරඟේ ජයග්‍රහණ ගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා.